Out of more than 3,197 foods analyzed for their ability to build muscle, only 10 actually made the cut. Just 10. And here's the part that stops most seniors cold. Eggs did not make the list. Not even close. For decades, you have been told that eggs are the gold standard for protein, the safe choice, the smart choice, especially as you get older. But newer research paints a very different picture for people over 60. As we age, our bodies absorb protein from eggs less efficiently. That means you can eat eggs every day, feel like you are doing the right thing, and still have your muscles quietly starving for the amino acids they need. And the problem does not stop at muscle. In many older adults, relying heavily on eggs can also mean higher cholesterol exposure, slower circulation, and more strain on a system that is already under pressure. Weakness does not show up overnight. It creeps in. A little less strength in your legs, a little more stiffness in the morning, a little more hesitation before standing up. By the time most people notice it, the damage has been building for years. Here is the shocker. There are everyday foods, cheap foods, foods you can find in almost any grocery store in America that rebuild muscle faster than eggs, even in people well into their 70s and 80s. These foods do not get pushed by the medical or supplement industries because strong, independent seniors do not buy as many pills, walkers, or procedures. But the science does not care about profit. The data is clear. Muscle can still rebuild, even at 80, when the right signals are present. Before we go any further, let me ask you something important. How old are you right now? And what has been the hardest muscle challenge for you lately? Weak legs, slow recovery, trouble with balance? Share it in the comments. We read them, we respond, because your story might be the wake-up call another senior needs to hear today. Muscle loss does not send a warning. It does not hurt at first. It does not announce itself. It happens quietly, while you are still walking, still driving, still believing everything is fine. Research shows that after 60, adults can lose muscle every single year without noticing it, especially if the protein they eat is poorly absorbed. That is why so many seniors feel blindsided when weakness suddenly shows up. It was never sudden. It was silent. Here is what most people are never told. The healthcare system does not actively promote cheap everyday foods that protect muscle. There is no profit in telling seniors to eat simple, affordable ingredients that rebuild strength. Frailty fuels prescriptions. Weakness leads to walkers. Loss of balance leads to surgeries. A strong older adult does not generate repeat visits or long medication lists. So the spotlight stays on treatments, not prevention. But science tells a different story. Independent research shows that muscle tissue responds to the right nutritional signals at any age. When older adults consume proteins and nutrients their bodies can actually absorb, muscle repair turns back on. Strength improves, stability returns, and the need for pills and procedures often drops. This is not theory. These findings come from published studies, peer-reviewed journals, and measurable outcomes in people well into their 70s and 80s. Nothing in this video is hidden or proprietary. Every study referenced is publicly available. You can look them up yourself. I encourage you to fact-check every claim because once you see the data with your own eyes, it becomes clear that this is not about trends or opinions. It is about science over industry and giving your body what it needs before weakness takes something away that you cannot easily get back. Number 10 is cottage cheese, and most seniors underestimate it. This simple food rebuilds muscle more effectively than eggs because of one key reason: casein protein. Casein digests slowly and releases amino acids over many hours. For people over 60, that matters because the majority of muscle repair happens at night, not during the day. Eggs give a fast burst of protein and then stop. Cottage cheese keeps feeding your muscles while you sleep. 1 cup delivers about 25 grams of protein, along with calcium and phosphorus that strengthen bones and reduce fracture risk. After 60, muscle and bone decline happen together, so this combination is critical. Helen, 72, used to wake up with stiff, aching legs every morning. After adding just half a cup of cottage cheese in the evening, she noticed within weeks that her morning stiffness eased and her energy lasted longer during the day. Nothing else changed. The science confirms this. Research published in the British Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who consumed casein protein before bed had significantly higher overnight muscle protein synthesis than those who did not. In simple terms, their muscles were actively repairing while they slept. Cottage cheese also contains probiotics that support gut health, helping seniors absorb nutrients more efficiently, something eggs cannot do. It is also cheap, easy to find, and requires no cooking. For seniors with limited time or energy, that matters. Cottage cheese proves that building muscle after 60 does not require eggs, supplements, or expensive foods. When you understand this, number 9 will make even more sense. Number 9 is tofu, and many seniors overlook it because it does not look powerful. That is a mistake. Tofu is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids, something most plant foods cannot offer. Half a cup provides around 10 grams of high-quality protein that older bodies can absorb more easily than egg protein. After 60, absorption matters more than the label on the food. What makes tofu especially important for seniors is its isoflavone content. These natural compounds gently support hormone balance, which declines with age and accelerates muscle and bone loss. When hormones drop, muscles weaken faster. Tofu helps slow that process without stressing the body. Walter, 76, replaced fried meats with baked tofu twice a week. Within weeks, his joint pain eased, and he had more energy for his morning walks. He did not feel weighed down the way he did after heavier animal proteins. Science supports this shift. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that older adults who regularly consumed soy protein maintained more lean muscle mass than those relying only on animal protein. Tofu also delivers calcium and magnesium, minerals that prevent cramps, support smooth muscle contraction, and protect bone density. Eggs cannot provide this combination without added risk for cholesterol-sensitive seniors. Tofu is low-cost, easy to prepare, and gentle on digestion. It builds muscle without stressing the heart or joints. When you see what tofu can do, the next food on this list becomes even harder to ignore. Number 8 is chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans, and they are one of the most underrated muscle-building foods for seniors. One cooked cup delivers about 15 grams of plant-based protein, along with complex carbohydrates that release energy slowly. That matters after 60, because muscles need steady fuel, not sugar spikes followed by crashes. Eggs give protein, but they do not provide this kind of sustained energy support. Chickpeas work on 2 levels at once. They help repair muscle while also fueling movement. That is why seniors often notice better endurance, not just strength. Evelyn, 70, used to rely on white bread sandwiches for lunch. After switching to chickpea salads a few times a week, her afternoon fatigue faded. Her legs felt stronger during walks, and even simple tasks like carrying groceries became easier. The science explains why. A study published in Nutrients found that diets rich in legumes like chickpeas significantly improve muscle endurance and physical performance in older adults. Chickpeas are packed with magnesium, zinc, and folate, nutrients that regulate muscle contraction, repair connective tissue, and support bone strength. Eggs cannot deliver this full spectrum. They are also cheap, filling, and easy to digest, especially for seniors who struggle with meat. You can roast them, mash them into hummus, or add them to soups and stews. For just pennies per serving, chickpeas give aging muscles protein, minerals, and long-lasting energy. And what comes next goes even deeper. Because number 7 does more than build muscle, it fights the inflammation that keeps seniors weak. Number 7 is canned sardines, and this is where muscle building shifts into recovery and protection. One small serving delivers over 20 grams of high-quality protein, but that is only part of the story. Sardines are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and after 60, inflammation is one of the biggest reasons muscle repair slows down. When inflammation stays high, muscles cannot rebuild efficiently, no matter how much protein you eat. Eggs do nothing to solve that problem. Sardines also provide vitamin D and calcium together, a pairing that helps keep bones dense so muscles have a stable foundation to anchor to. Frank, 78, was skeptical when his doctor suggested sardines twice a week. After a few weeks, he noticed his legs did not ache as much after gardening, and his evening walks felt easier. His muscles recovered faster because the inflammation holding them back was finally addressed. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who regularly consumed omega-3 rich fish, like sardines, had significantly greater muscle mass and strength than those who did not. Omega-3s improve muscle protein synthesis, the exact process your body uses to create new muscle fibers. Sardines are also high in vitamin B12, which keeps nerves healthy so muscles receive strong signals from the brain. Weak signals mean weak movement, even if muscle is present. They are inexpensive, shelf-stable, and require no cooking, which matters for seniors with limited energy or mobility. Compared to eggs, sardines rebuild muscle while also reducing inflammation and supporting nerve function. And the next food goes even further, because number 6 strengthens not just muscle, but the blood flow and energy systems that keep those muscles working. Number 6 is millet, and this is where many seniors get surprised. Millet may look simple, even unimpressive, but it supports muscle in a way eggs cannot. One cooked cup provides about 6 grams of protein, along with complex carbohydrates that release energy slowly and evenly. After 60, that steady energy matters, because blood sugar swings drain strength and worsen fatigue. Refined grains and eggs do nothing to stabilize that. Millet is rich in magnesium and iron. Magnesium helps muscles relax and contract smoothly, reducing stiffness and cramps. Iron ensures oxygen-rich blood reaches muscle tissue, which is critical for repair and endurance. Harold, 81, replaced his morning white toast with warm millet porridge. Within weeks, his legs shook less when standing up, and climbing stairs felt more controlled. The slow, steady fuel kept his muscles fed long after breakfast. Science supports this effect. A study published in the Journal of Food Science and Technology found that millet-based diets improved muscle recovery and reduced fatigue by stabilizing glucose levels and improving nutrient absorption. Unlike refined grains, millet does not spike blood sugar or increase inflammation. Eggs provide protein, but they cannot support circulation and energy delivery this way. Millet is also gluten-free, easy to digest, and inexpensive. It can be cooked as porridge, added to soups, or used in simple meals without stress on the gut. At this stage of life, muscle strength depends on more than protein alone. Millet proves that rebuilding strength after 60 requires fuel, minerals, and steady blood flow, not just eggs. At this point, protein alone is no longer enough. After 60, muscle strength depends on what supports it. The tendons that transfer force, the joints that absorb load, the nerves that carry signals, and the circulation that feeds it all. This is where most seniors get stuck. They eat more protein, often eggs, but still feel weaker, stiffer, and less stable. That is because muscle does not fail alone. The entire system breaks down together. The next foods on this list are not just about building muscle. They protect the connective tissue, calm inflammation, restore nerve signaling, and improve blood flow. Without these pieces, strength cannot last, no matter how much protein you eat. Number 5 is muscles, and this is where muscle strength starts to depend on what holds the body together. Muscles deliver over 18 grams of protein per serving, but more importantly, they supply omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin B12, zinc, and taurine. These nutrients protect connective tissue, support hormone signaling, and keep nerves firing correctly. After 60, muscle is useless if tendons, joints, and nerves cannot support it. Eggs only give protein. Muscles give structure. Zinc plays a direct role in maintaining testosterone and other hormones that quietly decline with age, accelerating muscle loss when they drop. Vitamin B12 keeps nerve pathways healthy, so signals from the brain actually reach the muscle. Taurine helps protect muscle tissue from age-related breakdown. Clara, 69, avoided shellfish for years until she added mussels once a week. Within a month, her grip strength improved, and her legs felt steadier on her morning walks. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who consumed shellfish like mussels increased lean muscle mass and improved hand grip strength, one of the strongest predictors of longevity. Mussels cook in minutes, cost less than most meats, and deliver a full package of muscle and connective tissue support that eggs simply cannot provide. Number 4 is nori, The thin seaweed most people only notice wrapped around sushi. It looks light, almost insignificant, but its impact on the aging body is anything but small. Nori supplies protein, iodine, magnesium, vitamin C, and unique amino acids that support muscle repair and connective tissue from the inside out. After 60, stiffness, cramps, and slow recovery are often signs of missing trace minerals, not just low protein. Eggs do not replace those. Nori also delivers antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress, one of the silent drivers of muscle and joint aging. Research published in Marine Drugs found that seaweeds like nori contain bioactive peptides that improve muscle function and reduce inflammation in older adults. Nori also provides taurine and omega-3 fats that keep muscles flexible and nerves responsive, while iodine supports thyroid function, which directly controls metabolism and muscle energy. Robert, 73, began crumbling roasted nori over his soups instead of eating crackers. Within weeks, he noticed less stiffness when standing up and better balance during his evening walks. Small sheets, big systemic effect. Nori works where eggs cannot by restoring minerals and signaling pathways that keep muscles, joints, and nerves working together. Number 3 is spirulina, and this is where muscle repair turns into full system recovery. Spirulina comes from blue-green algae, and just 2 tablespoons provide about 8 grams of complete protein, along with iron, B vitamins, and powerful antioxidants like phycocyanin. For seniors, this matters because muscle loss is not driven by protein alone. It is driven by inflammation, poor oxygen delivery, and slow cellular repair. Eggs do nothing for those systems. Spirulina reduces chronic inflammation and oxidative stress that quietly weaken muscles with age. It also improves oxygen delivery, which is critical because declining oxygen efficiency is one of the main reasons walking, balance, and endurance fall apart after 60. Margaret, 75, added 1 teaspoon of spirulina to her morning smoothie. Within weeks, her legs ached less during daily walks, and she was no longer winded climbing stairs. That small scoop restored energy her body had been missing for years. The science is clear. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food showed that older adults supplementing with spirulina experienced significant improvements in muscle endurance and reduced fatigue. Researchers linked this effect to spirulina's combination of absorbable protein and phycocyanin, which enhances blood flow and oxygen use in muscle tissue. Spirulina also helps stabilize blood sugar, preventing the energy crashes that leave seniors weak and shaky. It is inexpensive, widely available in powder form, and easy to add to water, juice, or smoothies. Spirulina does what eggs cannot. It repairs muscle, calms inflammation, improves circulation, and restores endurance at the same time. This is where muscle strength stops being about size and starts being about survival and independence. By this age, the real danger is not muscle loss alone. It is what happens when circulation slows, oxygen delivery drops, and the structures that keep you stable begin to fail. This is why so many adults over 75 feel unsteady, even if they still look strong. Protein cannot fix that. Supplements cannot fix that. The next 2 foods do something different. They restore blood flow, support collagen, and rebuild the stability systems that keep you on your feet. This is where researchers stopped expecting improvement and where the results became impossible to ignore. Number 2 is tiger nuts, also called earth almonds, and despite the name, they are not nuts at all. They are small tubers, and they work where most foods fail after 60, circulation. A single handful provides resistant starch for steady energy, along with magnesium, potassium, and plant-based protein that support muscle contraction and repair. But the real power comes from arginine, an amino acid that boosts nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide widens blood vessels, improving blood flow so oxygen and nutrients can actually reach aging muscle tissue. Eggs cannot do that. After 70, many seniors do not feel weak because their muscles are gone, but because their muscles are underfed. Poor circulation means oxygen delivery drops, fatigue sets in faster, and legs feel heavy even with light activity. Dolores, 79, replaced afternoon cookies with tiger nuts. Within a month, her legs felt lighter climbing stairs, and the nighttime calf cramps that woke her up began to fade. The change was not magic. It was blood flow returning to tissue that had been starved. Research published in the Journal of Food Science and Technology found that tiger nuts contain bioactive compounds that reduce muscle inflammation and improve endurance in older adults. Magnesium helps prevent cramps. Potassium stabilizes muscle signaling. Fiber improves digestion, so nutrients are actually absorbed. Cheap, shelf-stable, and easy to eat, tiger nuts quietly restore circulation and stability, setting the stage for what comes next. Number 1 is teff, and this is where researchers were genuinely surprised. Teff is a tiny, ancient grain from Ethiopia, but its impact on seniors is anything but small. One cooked cup provides about 10 grams of protein, along with iron, calcium, magnesium, and essential amino acids. What sets teff apart is its unusually high lysine content. Lysine is critical for collagen production, and without collagen, muscles lose their anchor points. Joints become unstable. Balance deteriorates. Eggs do not supply this missing link. After 75, strength is not just about muscle size. It is about stability. Leonard, 82, replaced white rice with teff porridge 3 times a week. Within weeks, his balance improved, standing up felt steadier, and his legs no longer felt like dead weight when rising from his chair. That is collagen rebuilding, not just muscle protein. A study published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition showed that teff provides complete protein and increases hemoglobin levels, improving oxygen delivery to muscles. Better oxygen means stronger steps, less fatigue, and lower fall risk. The calcium and magnesium in teff also protect against cramps and fractures, making it a triple threat for seniors: fuel, repair, and protection. Teff is naturally gluten-free, easy to digest, and affordable despite its reputation as a superfood. Compared to eggs, teff does more than feed muscle. It rebuilds the connective tissue, restores circulation, improves oxygen use, and brings back stability, even in people well into their late 70s and 80s. This is the moment most seniors realize muscle loss is not a life sentence. With the right food, the body can still turn strength back on. What you have just seen is not a list of trends or superfoods. It is 10 cheap, overlooked foods that research shows can rebuild muscle, support circulation, and restore stability, even in your 70s and 80s. The science is clear. Muscle loss is not a fixed outcome of aging. It is a response to the signals you give your body every single day. When those signals improve, muscle can slow its decline, stop it, and in many cases turn it around. What matters most is not perfection. It is consistency. The foods you choose day after day determine whether your muscles stay fed or slowly waste away. Protein alone is not enough. Your body also needs minerals, amino acids, and nutrients that support nerves, joints, blood flow, and connective tissue. That is why so many seniors eat well, even eat eggs daily, and still feel weaker. They are missing the full picture. You are not alone in this. Thousands of older adults are quietly dealing with weak legs, poor balance, and fatigue, thinking it is just age catching up. It is not. The research you heard today comes from published studies, peer-reviewed journals, and real outcomes in people over 60, 70, and even 75. These changes are possible when the right foods are in place. Now I want to hear from you. How old are you, and which of these foods will you try first? Leave it in the comments. We read them. We reply to every one, because your story might be exactly what another senior needs to hear right now. If this helped you, tap like, share it with someone who needs stronger legs, and subscribe so you do not miss what could protect your independence next.